All right, all right, all right. Here we go, baby. Go time. Thursday. What is it? March 26th, 10:30, just about. This is tough for me to do, honestly, because like I obviously I take care of my kids, I get them breakfast, I take them down to my mom's for daycare for the day, and I'm like, I got work to do. I'm busy. My day doesn't stop from the time I get up until I go to sleep. I'm really like, I don't have much time to slow down. But I'm like, as much as I got to be at work, is work really important right now compared to what's going on in the world? And to me, like, it's been like that for 5 years. My life has been on top of what's going on in the world and the news and information and the changes, and we're going through a paradigm shift right now, and I'm trying to help y'all through it. Like, if you're paying attention to my YouTube and watching these things, like, I super 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 appreciate it. I'm trying to bring you good content and keep your hopes up and keep going so that we can get through this and get the world onto the other side. But that's why I do these videos every day, because it's either this or I go to work, and I just don't have that much pride in my work compared to trying to help people and inspire people to take care of themselves and their friends and their family, and try to come out on the other side on top of this thing. So as much as I got to be out there, doing mud patch work on sheetrock and painting and meeting with clients and things like that, we're supposed to be in what, like almost a 2 week, 14-day quarantine in our homes. And I would love to do that. Seriously, I got so much I could be doing in my house right now and things I got to clean up. Like this office itself, I'd love to rearrange this and paint it a different color because I freaking hate the colors in here. But I got to take everything off the walls. I got these shelves behind me. It's full of crap. Like, I'm not organized in this office at all, and it drives me nuts. But I don't have time. I got my kids, and I got to take care of them, and I've got jobs I got to do. I got to keep money coming in, and keep working and chores and just you name it. It's just like it never ends. Bringing firewood in, making food, that type of stuff. It's like just life is busy. So I do my best to try to comment and talk to people and communicate with people and help people through all this stuff at the same time. And it's like I said, it's either I do these videos now or I probably don't do them at all. Like, I don't have time to do it in the evening because I can't do it with my kids here. They're too distracting. Like right now, I got the whole place to myself. Like, things are quiet. I got no music playing. I'm at total peace. And honestly, like, a lot of the time when I'm at home, not all the time. Like, I always have music on, but there's portions of the day or the evening when I'm home alone, and the kids are either in bed or somewhere else at my mom's for the night, where I don't have any music on, and all I'm doing is sitting there and being in my thoughts. And it's so interesting to me because I'll be on Facebook checking things out and seeing what people are up to, and people are bored. People are nervous wrecks. They're making jokes about like using the Lysol wipes to clean, to wipe down the Lysol container. It's like people are losing their minds over boredom and just being stagnant and in their homes and things like that. And I totally get that. I don't have that problem because I'm like super settled and at peace, with everything. Like, I've been preparing for this moment for the last 5 years, honestly. Like, I would love to literally just sit there and meditate for an hour. Like, that would be incredible to me, or just to be able to go hike in the woods and have no worries and no debt and no expenses, and not have to be so stressed out about stuff. And so anyway, this is, to me, this is ideal life at its peak moment. Like, we all talk about living in the middle of the woods in a cabin with no electricity, no internet, and all that stuff. I am game. Whoever's down for that, I am like so down for that. I almost lived out of a bus. I was going to convert a bus into my home and just live out of that. And I'm ready. Like, whatever. I ain't scared of anything. So that's why I'm here giving you this message, because somebody's got to have the head on their shoulders ready for what's happening and maybe what's coming. So if you need a voice of reason, logical hippie, man, that's my nickname. So it's like I'm self-proclaimed that, but King, LeBron James is King James. So whatever, I ain't King James. I'm logical hippie. So speaking of which, if you want to get a hold of me, logicalhippie@gmail.com. My Facebook page is Light News at Holy Light, WHOLLY LIGHT. If you want to hit me up, contact me, reach out and have a conversation. I'm game. If you need somebody to talk to, if you're going through hard times, a lot of things that we've kind of forgotten during this time is people that are, are in suicide watch, people who have suicidal thoughts. Like, we need to have those people in mind too, not just the people who are, potentially going to get this virus and potentially die from it. We also need to consider everybody else who's being affected by this thing, even though they're not sick. And that includes people, who should be on suicide watch. If you're one of those people, or somebody that is, or whatever, reach out to those people and get a hold of them and try to help them through their hard times right now. If you can't help them, you don't know how to help them, send them my way, send them my information, seriously. And I will do my best to try to walk them through it and keep their hopes up, and not stress about life. Like, this episode is going to be about, control and what we can control and what we can't control, because that's 100% of what our life is about. Most of life we can't control. The only thing we can control is ourselves. So before we get into all that, I got to do my morning prayer, because that's the only way. Like I said yesterday, it's the best way to reach 7 billion people. Like, no matter how popular this gets, or however much, people watch YouTube or whatever, there's going to be people I can't reach. There's going to be people without internet. And there's just people that I'm not going to be able to reach and then the only way to do that is to pray for those people and have them in our thoughts. And so, like, people like to make a mockery of the saying thoughts and prayers. I don't say thoughts and prayers because of that reason. And it's not the only reason. I just think it's kind of not genuine. It's not a thought out process. It's like thoughts and prayers. Okay, that's great, but what is your feeling inside? Say something that comes from your heart. Say something that comes from your soul that actually helps people. So that's what I'm doing. So let's get down to it. Let's do the morning prayer. Like I say every morning, close your eyes, take this time to close your eyes and shut off your mind from the outside influences. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, slow but sure. And then think about what you're thankful for and what you're grateful for in this world and why you're here. And we'll start with that. And I'll give us that little 10 to 15 second little spiel. And let's get this thing started on the right foot. So thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my friends, my family, and the roof over my head, and the food in my belly, and the blessings that come to me every single day. Please continue those blessings and on myself, my kids, and my family. Send those blessings to everybody else that's out there that needs it. Everybody needs it right now. But especially those who are struggling and need help and are struggling through this really difficult time. We are going to get through this on the other side, and we need some help. We need some help that's beyond ourselves, and that's why we're reaching out to you. So please look over us and help us through this tough time. Amen. God bless my family. God bless your family. Let's go! Woo! So anyway, that's for my buddy J. John. Hooty hoo! So there's my buddy JJ, who got me in on this water machine. He's famous for saying hooty hoo. Every time he sends you a message, anytime he posts something on Facebook, he's always saying hooty hoo. So shout out to JJ. That one's for you, buddy. At some point, I know you'll watch this. And so before we get started, the first thing I want to talk about, I always talk about this first thing because it's super important. Statistics and math are so important to making decisions that you're going to make that are going to affect your life and the lives of everybody else. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the CDC, right? And what the death rate is in America at this time based on driven statistics, etc. Update on the coronavirus. That's it. This is the only sad, bad news you're going to hear from me. I don't really enjoy doing this, but I think it's important that we understand the stats on this whole thing and why this globe is freaking out over something that really is relatively ineffective. And so let's look at it. Today, 1,037 deaths, 68,836 confirmed cases. That's a 1.5% death rate to confirmed cases, which is a 0.01% increase from yesterday. Yesterday was 1.4%. And the day before that was 1.3%. So it seems to be increasing at this time over the last 2 days, 0.01%. Okay, great. So that's obviously not good news, but 1.5% ain't bad, especially since we don't know who's been tested. Now, listening to Dan Bongino yesterday, and he was going over a Wall Street Journal article that I posted to my Facebook page, is that the estimates could be, as far as those are infected by this virus, up to 10 times more people infected than we even know about, because those people aren't getting tested. We're only testing the people that are like have issues. They know they have the virus, right? And there's tons of people walking around that probably have this virus that don't even know it, right? So if it's up to 10 times more than what we know, that based on today's statistics of 68,000 people, that's going to double by 10, right? So that's like 680,000 people could have this virus and only 1,000 deaths. So let's do the quick math on this, right? If there was 1,000 deaths divided by 680,000 people, that death rate is 0.001471. So it's right around the 1.4%, 1.5%, right? If we multiply that by 100. Okay, so the death rate is not, it's not there. The numbers aren't there to warrant shutting down all of society, because if you really think about it, who else is being affected by shutting society down completely? This is a major question that we need to be answering, because there's people that are losing their jobs. Businesses are closing. Things are shutting down completely. You're not going to be able to move. People are going to start panicking. There's going to be more crime. This isn't like, you can't just shut society down on something that only kills like 0.01% of people. Like, that's really not good. It's not good. It's not a good plan. Like, we didn't think about this very well. So what do you do? I get the point of closing off people and quarantining people and all that stuff, but if the percentages were there, if we were going to, talking about the bubonic plague and wiping out 30% of the population, just not confirmed cases, 30% of the population, then we'd be talking about a completely different thing with completely different numbers. We ain't talking about that. So whatever, we're jumping off the cliff anyway. This is the way that society has decided to go. I'm riding the wave. I've done my part. I'm not saying I'm not doing my part. I'm just trying to bring a voice of reason to this whole thing so we can make an educated decision based on facts and information and data. And if you can't make a decision based on facts, information, and data, then what are you making your decision based on? And if you look at society and what we're doing, it's based on emotion. It's all emotional. We're emotionally deciding how to take care of this thing instead of using common sense and logic. So how many more lives are going to be affected? I don't know. We're not going to know that for another 6 months to a year down the road when the data comes out. In fact, I tried looking up the suicide rates. And the last year that they have data on is 2018. We don't even have 2019 suicide data yet. So it's going to be like 2 years before we find out how many people killed themselves during this time. Crazy, right? So anyway, moving on. Originally, I just want to talk about, sales and doing sales and business and things like that. Like I told you yesterday, I used to work for a marketing group called Titan Marketing in Philadelphia. I was only there for 3 days because I couldn't handle the soliciting. I also ended up getting into another job called ACN, which is American Communications Network. They were an up-and-coming company in the telecommunications market. And this was back in, I think, 2004, 2005. And there was a group of people that are starting to get involved in it. And we were in Philly, and there was a huge conference out in Detroit. I'd never been to Detroit before, but I wanted to take a road trip. And this was something that, I was being a part of, and I was trying to be a sales rep for ACN and sell people telecommunications, like convince people to switch their phone number over to ACN and they would save money, which was not like a very marketable thing. Like, that was a really hard sell, because it's like people are so stuck in what they got. They don't want to change their bills and change their information, and then you got to change their credit cards and all their account setups and everything. It's a battle. Like, can you do it? Yes, you can do it, but it's a battle to get people to switch over. So anyway, I went out to Detroit. I didn't have a good time. I ended up basically giving up on it because it wasn't a marketable thing to me. Like, I just struggled selling something that I just didn't see the value in. Again, if I don't have the value in something, there's no point in selling it to me. I just can't do it. So, I got to thank JJ. Well, what I wanted to say was that, you get people in ACN would be like, okay, you got to jump in on this conference call, listen in. They're going to help you market this thing and how to sell to people and promote you, and they're going to encourage you and all this stuff, right? And you get like these guys that are like super pumped about selling telecommunications people. And really, this is all this, and you got to do this and this, that, and the next thing. Here's the 10-step process to be. And I'm like, I'd jump on a conference call and I'd sit there for like 10 minutes and I'm bored out of my frigging mind. I'm like, please, somebody just take my life right now. So instead of doing that, I just hung the phone up. And I couldn't buy into it. Well, the other day, I got involved with this water machine, right? Which is something I can believe in because it's about health and it's about helping people and it's about killing this virus and bacteria and drinking the right water and curing your, not curing, but helping your cell growth. Right, be at a better, higher level, better pH, a more alkaline state, which fights off viruses and bacteria. Right, it's like simple as that. It's basic chemistry that even somebody stupid like me could understand. So the bottom line is, JJ invites me to a conference call with a few other people. There was like 5 or 6 other people on this conference call, and here I am, and I'm listening to one of these guys talk about raising the pH of your body by drinking this water and the benefits and the health benefits and how it fights off these viruses. Fact is, we were on this phone call for over an hour and I was like fascinated. I was just the information I was getting, the people I were talking to. I mean, the people in this group, they care about one thing and one thing only: changing lives, literally changing lives at the cellular level through water that can change your life. And you see the difference between that and selling people telecommunications? Like, I ain't changing lives through telling somebody to switch their phone company. Like, that's a bunch of BS. Like, great. Okay, so somebody saves a few bucks by switching their phone company. Now go buy a water machine with the money you saved. Right? That's how I see it. It's like, I want to change lives. And all these people on this conference call want to change lives too. They're passionate about it. Super, super, super passionate about it. And we have something that does it, that does change lives. It's changed my life, and it's changed millions of others who also have this machine or have felt the effects of this machine, the benefits of this machine. And so it was really cool, like talking to these people and debating back and forth and sharing information. And the really cool thing about it is that it's basically a science project, and you're constantly asking and trying things and checking things out. Like, my parents just got one, and my mom's the type of person who asks, like, he'll play 20 questions with you in like under a minute, right? She's peppering me with questions. She's got a million questions about this water machine, what the different settings do, what the different levels of pH do, how long they last, and all this stuff, the benefits of them. Like, it's super, like, she's interested in that stuff because she wants to know how to use it and utilize this machine to the best of its abilities, right? It's smart. I ask questions all the time. There's an online forum where I talk to people who have it, and we get answers based on the questions we ask, because there's people with some serious knowledge who are a part of this. There's a pharmaceutical guy. A guy who used to be in the pharmaceutical industry, would study drugs. He was like a pharmaceutical scientist. There's doctors. There's all kinds of people who are on this machine, athletes and things like that, who have seen the benefits of this water. Tom Brady. I mean, if that doesn't tell you how good this water is, that Tom freaking Brady has this water in his house. The guy's like, what, 42, 43 years old and still slinging a football better than Aaron Rodgers. Like, the guy's a friggin' beast. He's got the water. Manny Pacquiao, right? It's just, The athletes that have this water, that are vegan athletes or vegetarian athletes that have this water, that are also finding its benefits. Why? Why is it beneficial? Because you're literally cleansing your body at the cellular level. Like if you drink nothing else in your life, but just regular tap water out of your faucet, you are doing better things for your body than drinking anything else that's out there. And I mean, unless you're buying the essential water, which is technically ionized 9.5 pH water. All right. So if you can go get yourself some of that, go buy that, because that's better than your tap water. But how much does that cost? By the time you buy this essential water and pay tax and bottle deposits and all that other stuff, you might as well have a machine that produces it in abundance. Like you can buy 2 of these bottles of essential water, and that's all you get. You only get the essential water, and you drink those 2, and then you're done, right? That costs, the 2 bottles cost as much as having one of these machines, right? And you don't get any other benefits, while this machine has 100 other benefits. Why don't you have one? You're already spending the money. You're already trying to take care of yourself. And what is your health cost? Okay, you're literally changing your life at the cellular level so that your body's better prepared to fight off bacteria and viruses. Somebody asked me yesterday, they said, so basically it gets your immune system built up so you can better protect, your body better protects itself. I said, well, technically it's your cells that are healthier. And if something invades your body and starts attacking your cells, then your immune system kicks in. It's not your immune system kicks in to help your cells or take care of your cells. No, your cells take care of themselves, just like you take care of yourself. You take care of yourself, it takes care of your cells. Your cells take care of the bacteria and viruses. And if that doesn't work, if that starts to break down, then your immune system kicks in. That's how it works, right? So your liver, your kidney, your brain, your heart, everything in your body is around 75% water. So if you're drinking Arizona iced tea with sugar in it, you're not protecting your body. You're drinking something that's low in pH with sugar. That is what viruses, bacteria, cancer live on. So your cells aren't at optimum health because they have to purge the cells have to purge themselves of the toxins before they can be healthy. Well, how long, if you're drinking your tap water, just your tap water, it takes about 30 days, 4 to 5 weeks for your body, your cells to refresh themselves based on regular tap water, which is low pH, right? So still highly vulnerable to viruses and bacteria, right? Well, if you're drinking this Kangen water, which is electrified ionized water, you refresh your body in 2 to 3 weeks. Look at the difference. Do you see the difference there? So if you want to protect yourself against this C19, you would have to be drinking electrified ionized water for 2 to 3 weeks to make sure that you're at optimum health. All right, so that's how it works. Just based on a basic level of chemistry, cellular health is essential to fighting off disease, right? It's not common. This is common sense. This isn't something, I'm not like reinventing the wheel here. I'm not a doctor. Tell you that first and foremost, I am not a doctor. But if you do your research and look up chemistry and how the body works at the cellular level, it's literally this simple. And why we don't have doctors and scientists preaching this is beyond me. You're probably asking yourself the same question, right? Well, what if these doctors and scientists weren't given this information on purpose? Because there's somebody out there that doesn't want you to know how simple the truth is. Because if that were the case, if the truth were literally that simple, wouldn't we know the answer? Wouldn't we have the answer? Why would I have to tell you? I wouldn't, because you would already know it. But you don't, because the doctors and the scientists are saying take a drug. And so are the pharmaceutical industries, and so are the governments. And then those people are also telling us to shut down society. Do you see the vicious circle that this is going in? Whatever. You do your thing, I'll do mine. I'm just trying to help you. I'm trying to help everybody, because that's what it's all about. That was what the conference call was all about, is 6 people in that room that are trying to help you, help your family, help the globe understand that they can literally change the pH in their body and have a better chance of fighting off this malaria or the C19 or whatever virus or bacteria that is out there based on the pH level of your cells. But whatever, I guess the truth don't matter, does it? Do your research, look it up, check it out for yourself. That's why they want you to take the hydroxychloroquine, because it raises the pH of your body, of your cells, to higher than what the virus can live at. But see, it's only a chemical adjustment, which means you have to keep taking the drug. So what if when you have something that you have to keep buying the drug, you keep spending money, right? It's like a toaster that doesn't work. My parents had a toaster for like 50 years, and then it broke, and they had to throw it out. We went through 10 toasters the next 5 years because things that don't work cost money. So you have to keep buying it, and the warranty is only for like 30 days. So if it lasts 31 days and then it breaks, you got to buy a new one. Things that work, things that last, CEOs and corporations can't make more money on. It's the same thing with drugs. Healthy people don't pay bills, don't pay drug bills, don't pay medical bills. So why do you think this water machine's been suppressed by the FDA and the government and the pharma industry and the people that want to see you sick so that you keep buying more drugs to pay more bills? You know what I'm calling it? It's my Japanese medical device. You know why? Because it's cleared in Japan as a medical device, because that's what it is. Only in Japan, not in America. That's okay. That's okay. You do you, I'll do me, and me is helping you if you're listening. Anyway, moving forward. If you got questions about this stuff, if you doubt me, that's fine. I expect you to doubt me. But start asking questions. Don't just doubt me. Ask for information so I can share it with you if you're struggling to find the answers. Because guaranteed, I will guarantee you that there's a lot of information out there that will prove me wrong. Almost guaranteed. So what is the truth? See, when you manipulate the truth and you put out a bunch of BS, then nobody knows what the truth actually is. It's like a million haystacks and the needles in the haystacks. You have to dig and dig and dig and research and dig and question and dig and ask questions and dig. And maybe you'll find the truth. That's what I've done. And that's what I'm trying to help you do. But if you are struggling to find the truth and know what the truth is and be able to discern what the truth is because it's been so manipulated, ask me questions. Send me an email, logicalhippie@gmail.com. Okay, send me questions. I will answer you the best I can. I've got a group of people with this water machine that will want to help you too. And they will help me with information of questions that you ask. So let's start there. So last thing, I don't think I have anything else that I really want to talk about. I want to make this quick so I can get to friggin' work, okay? So what can we control? This is the biggest thing, because with all the outside influences out there, we are being controlled by our minds. The media, the news, the government, the president, the other governments, the newspapers, the Facebook, whatever information you're getting your information from, those things are just a distraction. I was just talking to a friend who's pretty spiritual, who believes in the Bible, is a believer in Jesus and things like that, and very, very understanding of what's going on right now. And there's a lot of people in the spiritual community who are mentioning how biblical this event is and what's going on, and biblical times are coming and the prophecies being fulfilled and all this stuff, right? I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I really don't. I mean, supposedly it's true. Supposedly it's been written about, and that's great. But what can I frigging do about it? Nothing. There's nothing. If this is a biblical prophecy that's being fulfilled, what am I doing about it? Absolutely nothing. The only thing I'm doing is trying to help you be more centered and be more with God, right? And the best way to be more centered with God, because really we're really just antennas in this world. We're antennas to the universe, okay? And it's mind, stomach, heart, soul. It's all your chakras, right? Mind, body, soul, okay? From the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Father's the brain, sends your signals up top. I gotta get down so that you can see on camera. The Father is the brain that sends your signals up to the universe. The Son is me, my spirit, my reflection of myself. And the Holy Ghost, which is the universal spirit between the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. Okay, that is the perpendicular connection to the universe. So when you feed yourself, because we are reliant on eating, pretty simple, and being hydrated, right? 75% water. So it's important to be healthy by eating the right foods and drinking the right fluids. So what we're ingesting, what we're putting into our stomach is what makes our heart healthy and what makes our brain healthy. So if we're eating and drinking the right things to make our body and our cells healthy and our hearts healthy and our mind healthy, then we are more centered in our chakras to connect to the universe and be the antenna. So the best way to do that is by being centered, collected, and not being distracted by the outside world and the outside influences, because in general, you can't control any of that. You can't control what the media is doing and what they're saying. You can't control what your neighbor is doing and what your neighbor is saying. You can barely control your kids and what they do and what they say. Why? Because they are their own entity. They are their own souls. They are their own selves. They are responsible for themselves, not you. You are only responsible for them in the guidance part, but you will not force them to do something that is against their will. You can't do it. They will do it no matter what. So what can you do about it? Nothing. So let it go. Let it all go. Turn it off. Turn off the media. Turn off the news. Turn off the outside influences. Turn it all off and center back to yourself, because there's only one thing in this world that you can control. And you know what the answer is. You know what I'm about to tell you. It's your freaking self. And what you put in your body, what you eat, and what you allow to influence yourself. If you're like a cell, which more or less that's what you are one big cell, okay? Cells are protected by their cellular wall, and viruses attack those cells by breaking down the cellular wall. Well, if you're a healthy cell, then viruses can't penetrate the cellular wall. Right? So if you imagine yourself with a cellular wall that protects you, then, and it's like a force field, then nothing outside of you can affect you, because it's all about what you allow in. Now, do you allow something that's toxic to break down your cellular wall? It could be a person. Is a person that's toxic going to infect you? Is the media going to infect you? Is the outside influences, are they going to affect you? Because that's your stress. And when you're stressed, your cells tend to break up or be disturbed or be at a weaker point. If you're stressed, I mean, have anxiety and depression and all those things, your body is weakened, which will allow more infection, viruses, bacteria, outside influences, etc. Your body is disturbed. But you don't have to allow that, because all you have to do is shut that stuff off, block out that noise. Focus here, center here, chakras, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, mind, stomach, body, soul. That is where you live. That is where you need to live, is here, because we know that when you fix here, only then can you fix things outside of here. When you are a good cell, a healthy cell, you will infect other cells and make them healthy too, or at least you can try. When you have an infected cell, like a virus does, it goes around and infects other cells with negativity and cancer-like effect. So you are either a cancerous cell or you are a healing cell. And the only way to be a healing cell or a cancerous cell is by what you allow to influence you. So if you want to be a healing cell, be the kind, loving, gentle, caring person that you are, that your child was. That is the love light that you have. And share that and take care of yourself. Feed yourself with the right food and the right liquids, and you will be as clean and pure and caring and loving as you can possibly be. And if you need help, then educate yourself on spirituality and Buddhism and Taoism and Zenness. Like I would love to spend a year or more in Tibet with the monks. I probably wouldn't come back. I want to do that in the worst way. I would do it yesterday if I could. That's what I want to do so I can learn from those people how to be more at peace and more centered and more connected than I already am today. It is a battle. This world is a battle for the mind. We have been mind manipulated by our outside influences and by society. The matrix has been exposed. And if you're not familiar with the matrix, it is the world that we perceive to be reality when in fact it is all just fake. It is all just a distraction from ourselves. Because what are we feeding ourselves with? Distractions, negativity, toxic behaviors in people and media, and toxic food. And when you have toxicity in your body, your mind, your father, is not as pure as it could be. And if we really truly care about ourselves and being as healthy as possible and sharing that with others, then we must first take care of ourselves, because that is the only thing that we can control. And with that, I will leave you with that for the day. Worry about yourself. Control yourself. Control what you can control. And love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Talk nicely to yourself. Talk kindly to yourself. Love yourself and love it and share it with others. You all have an awesome day. Seriously, you all have an awesome day. If you need to talk, you know where I'm at. Come get me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like what I'm putting down. Like the content, comment on the content, share the content, spread this message. We need to get this stuff out there because we need to help the world. We need to help people. We need to help the globe. We need to help each other. We got this. We're going to be all right. So you guys have an awesome day. We'll see you tomorrow.